Yes, sir. Y'all know how we do. Just getting back to the career from that back workout, late night grind, stand on the hustle, stand in motion. Motion is medicine. Y'all know how we do. The hustle keeps hustling. The grind never stops. Quick video though, man. I got to talk about this one. You know, when I be scrolling up, down these YouTube videos, you know, I'm looking at different videos and stuff. I've been seeing a lot of these videos talking about, you know, people quitting their job to become a content creator or, you know, go the entrepreneur route. I'm seeing videos with people talking about, you know, the 9 to 5 is a trap. Bro. So many people hate their job. I get it. You know, I personally get it. You know, I don't like every aspect of my job. You know, if I had it my way, shit, I would just, you know, record these videos all day, go work out at the gym all day, you know, smoke cigars all day, go out to eat, travel the world. But that's not the reality. I live in reality. You know, everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Everybody can't be a content creator or a YouTuber, a famous YouTuber. Bro, you got to live in reality. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to these people, man, telling you to quit your job, man. You know, that's probably one of the worst things you can do. You know, me, I take the more sensible approach to it. You know, I treat this YouTube channel like it's my second job. You know, I've been working in my field as a correctional officer, you know, going on 15 years. You know, I'm not fitting to just up and quit my job and rely on this YouTube channel. It got to make sense. It has to make sense. It got to be to the point my YouTube channel to grow. You know, I got other sources of revenue coming in, maybe from my merch, online coaching, you know, training people, whatever, you know, sponsorships. It got to get to the point where I'm making enough money, and I have to have been making that amount of money consistently, you know, month on top of month for damn near 2-3 years for me to ever consider just leaving my job. You know, it got to get to the point where my house is paid off. You know, I might be up $500,000, $1 million in the bank. If I'm not at that point, I'm not finna just walk out on my job and just say, hey, I'm going to go all in on this YouTube channel. You got to be smart. You got to be wise. Listening to these people on these YouTube videos telling you to quit your job, just be a full-time YouTuber. YouTube is on easy mode. Your ass going to be standing on the side of the road holding a homeless sign. Your ass, you going to end up having to move back in with your parents, living in the basement, man. Who want to live like that? You know, I know, you know, every job has its ups and downs. You know, like I said, there are certain aspects of my job. Sometimes I want to go home and I end up getting stuck having to work another shift. I have to work the holidays, the weekend sometimes. But hey, that's a part of being an adult. On top of that, I have kids in this world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna just walk out on my job, you know, and I got mouths to feed. The YouTube checks, you know, they've been good to me. You know, the most I ever made on this YouTube channel on a good month was like $1,100. You know, that's good money, you know. That's great money if you ask me, but it's not enough for me to consider walking out on my job, my career, you know, my monthly expenses, you know, the amount of money I'm putting in my retirement account, my mortgage, bills, daycare, health insurance, bro, it far outweighs the amount of money that's coming in from this YouTube channel and any other side hustles I got going on. The best way to do it is how I'm doing it. You know, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I've been doing and what's working for me. You know, I still got my full-time 9 to 5 job. That's not going nowhere. I'm all in on that. You know, hey, maybe one day this YouTube channel may blow up to the point where I could retire earlier, or maybe I could walk away from it, you know, sooner than I expected, you know, without having to do I think I got, 14 years left. Then I'm eligible to retire, 25 years federal government service. You know, it may get to that point, but I'm not banking on it. You know, this is just my side hustle. Like I say, I treat it like a second job. You know, I do my hours at work. I come home, I'm filming, I'm editing, I'm thinking of video ideas when I'm at work. I'm thinking of ideas. I got my notebook. If I'm out and about, you know, out to eat, or I'm doing some kind of event on the weekend, something comes to my head, I take my phone out, I send the idea to my work email so I don't forget. That's how I treat it. You know, you got to treat it like it's your second job, and hopefully maybe one day it could potentially become your main primary source of income. But that's like a pipe dream for a majority of people. You know, I'm just being realistic with y'all. I like to always come on here and be transparent with y'all. I'm not rich. You know, I do well for myself in my career, in my field, you know, but like I said, I'm far from rich. You know, I got bills, responsibilities like y'all. You know, I'm paying off my house. You know, I paid off most of my debt. My cars are paid off, you know, but I still got a long ways to go. You know, I'm still hustling. I'm still in the thick of things, the 9-to-5 grind, the rat race, whatever you want to call it, man. Don't be delusional. You know, don't just up and quit your job. You think you about to be a rapper. You about to be the next Rick Ross or damn, you know what I'm saying, Gucci Man or Kevin Gates. You about to just go all in on the content and about to be blow up and be the next Mr. Beast. For every one Mr. Beast, every Rick Ross or Drake, whoever you look up to, it's 1,000 other people that took that same route and they weren't successful. And now they got to go back to the drawing board. They got to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? Do it how I'm doing it, man. Keep your job and just work on this on the side. You know what I'm saying? The money's good. You know, all the money that I've made from my YouTube channel, no lie, I just been investing it. You know, I take a little bit off every time I get my monthly check from YouTube. I put that to the side for my taxes for next year, and the rest, I just buy stocks and crypto with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm banking on the money from that. I may hit a game-changing, a life-changing stock in the stock market or crypto, blow up. I may get rich off of that. That's how I'm thinking about it, man. You got to have the right mindset, you know. And a lot of people that end up quitting their job, they realize it's harder than what it is. You like, damn, I got to do all this. I got to wake up early. It's been plenty times over these past 3 years. You know, I've been doing this YouTube channel. I've been up 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. You know, not that I had to, but out of choice. I chose to because I wanted to be successful, and I like to put out good content that people can resonate with, people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? It's been plenty times I'm driving. You know, I got my tripod set up. I got my notes set up on the dashboard. You know, I'm driving. I'm doing a video while I'm driving. You know, it's been times where I'm waiting on a doctor's appointment, a dentist appointment. You know, I'm in the parking lot recording videos. You know, I'm always brainstorming, jotting ideas down. I'm looking for new idea, business opportunities. You know, eventually, you know, people may start reaching out. They already been reaching out to me, but I kind of want to do my own thing with this channel. You know, people been reaching out, wanting me to collab with them, do sponsorships, stuff like that. I'm still in that phase where I just want to be the front man. I want to do it all on my own. I'm not ready to branch out into that field, but hey, it may come. You know, I still haven't really got my online coaching off the ground like I want to. That's a work in progress. I'm always promoting my merchandise on the side. You know what I'm saying? I may get into doing coaching calls again. You know, I tried that out. It was cool. You know, I was some things, some kinks that I have to work out, man. But all in all, I still enjoy it. You got to actually enjoy it. You got to actually want to commit to doing everything that it takes for it to be successful. You know, you get into it, you know, and you like, damn, it's a lot more than I expected. You look up, you like, damn, I'm working harder on this than I was at my 9-to-5 job. And that's why a lot of people give up, man. You gotta have that long-term vision. You gotta play the long game with it. You know, that's what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. I'm playing the long game. I look at all the big time YouTubers. A lot of them, they've been at it for years. They've been at it 10, 15 years. Some of my favorite YouTubers, I think of Kali Muscle, you know, it's a few others I can't think on the top of my head. But somebody like him, he been doing this since like 2009 or 10, damn near 20 years, you know. So he has a longer trajectory of what he's been putting in as far as the work, the effort, man, you know. So he may be at that point. He is at that point, you know, where he can support his lifestyle from his YouTube channel, his Facebook page, all the other business ideas and stuff that he got going on. I'm not there yet, man. So I would never consider leaving my job, man. So if you on the fence about quitting your job to go all in on YouTube, you've been seeing these videos about YouTube is on easy mode, or you about to do this entrepreneur business idea, man. man, think long and hard about it. I'm not telling you what to do. That's just my advice. And also understand this. I don't want you to not chase your dreams. You got to be smart and wise about it. You know what I'm saying? Especially you somebody like me, man, you got a lot of bills. You got a lot of responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? You don't just want to throw that away. And now it's like, man, I got to make it. I gotta make this YouTube channel work. And then 9 times out of 10, it may not work. And you like, damn, you in scramble mode. Shit, let me pick up this phone, call my job back. Hey, y'all still got my position open. You don't want to put yourself in that predicament. I never will put myself, my daughter in that predicament, man. I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing, enjoying the process, and just taking it one day at a time. Y'all like this video, though, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Like I said, I got that merchandise for sale. That's one of my motivational shirts. Pac-Man, the haters can't stop the grind. They can't stop God's plans for us. Y'all got any input, thoughts, comments on this video? Make sure y'all drop a comment. I'll be sure to get back with you as soon as I can. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.